folks, this is it, the final block of tonight's special edition of Ladies Night, the tournament edition. We've got 2 semifinal matches and 1 final match, and we're topping it off with a 10-woman battle royal, just in case all that wasn't enough.
So yeah, we've got Babs Beckwith as the new Ladies Northern Champion, and when this is over, we're going to have a Ladies Southern Champion. Only question is, who's that going to be?
Well, Myron, Christy, let's start answering those questions right away. As you know, the semifinal came down to Brooklyn Von Braun and Jody Dvorak, the Memphis Millionaires, and we're about to see which one of them is going to advance to the final round, and then we'll find out who they're going to be facing. That's going to be wild.
Brooklyn Von Braun's still a real likely candidate to go on to the final. But having to face Jody Dvorak's gonna make the task of winning just that much tougher. Neither one of these 2 gals is gonna give in easily, and I think we're probably not gonna get a short or quick outcome in this semi-final match.
Which is actually a good thing because, hey, a nice long match would be entertaining right about now.
Christy's right, neither one of them's going to quit easy.
While all of the matches in this tournament have been good so far, I got a feeling that this confrontation between Jody and Brooklyn is going to be something extra special.
They're both power players, but I think Jody Dvorak has a slight edge in this one.
The Memphis Millionaires has definitely been the hotter of the 2 this year, as far as ring performance goes. So she does have that going for her.
And after we find out which one of these 2 wins, then we're going to find out who they're going to be facing in the final. Wow, this has been a great tournament. All right, here we go. Brooklyn Von Braun, countered by Jody Dvorak. Jumping elbow takes Brooklyn down to the canvas. Jody with a drop toe hold on Brooklyn Von Braun, now stretching the leg of Brooklyn. Brooklyn turns over. Tags Jody with a couple of shots, gets herself free of the hold. Brooklyn Von Braun back on her feet. Tags Jody with a hard right that spins her around. Takes her down to the mat, right into an armbar, wasting no time but too close to the ropes. Brooklyn Von Braun follows up with a stomp to the back of Jody. Jody Dvorak in trouble here. Brooklyn Von Braun stamping the hand of Jody Dvorak. The Memphis Millionaires in some serious trouble here as Brooklyn Von Braun starts to spam the move here. Stamping them hands and fingers, and now a hard kick to the chest. Brooklyn Von Braun in control at the moment. Jody makes her way up into the corner. Brooklyn Von Braun smashes that head into the turnbuckle. Brooklyn countered real quick by Jody Dvorak, gets a hold of Brooklyn. Escorts her to the opposing corner. Head first into the buckle goes Brooklyn Von Braun. Jody Dvorak introduces her to the buckle a second time just in case she forgot. And now Jody makes her way up to the middle rope. Reverse dragon sleeper just hanging Brooklyn Von Braun up there, depriving her of air. Jody comes down quick. Stomp to the midsection of Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn catches a stomp to the back from Jody. Brooklyn rolls out to the floor. Jody Dvorak all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Waiting for Brooklyn to stand up. The referee's counting and everything. Here we go. Big time dive right to the top. Elbow to the top of the head of Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn quickly counters, gets Jody off her back, literally. Makes her way back inside the ring. So does Jody Dvorak. A right, another right. A snap mare and an elbow to the top of the head from Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn rounds up Jody again. Hard whip to the ropes. Back body drop for Jody. Brooklyn Von Braun gathers her up. Kick to the midsection, a throat chop. That was cute. Brooklyn goes behind on Jody Dvorak, rakes the back. The Memphis Millionaires has yet to really battle back here. Brooklyn Von Braun has been in control for quite some time. Head first into the buckle. Jody counters, escapes the corner again. Brooklyn with a series of hard rights backs Jody off towards the corner again. Locks her up. Whips her to the far right corner. Here we go. Monkey toss. Flips Jody out center ring. Brooklyn Von Braun quickly going for a cover here. 1, 2. No. Brooklyn looking a little frustrated. Jody Dvorak powering out. There's a stomp to the face. A stomp to the back of the hip. But Jody Dvorak counters with a shot to the midsection. Goes behind on Brooklyn Von Braun. Escorts her towards the ropes. Jody gets a hold of her. Has her up. Back suplex. And this one's gone back and forth quite a bit already. The Memphis Millionaires all the way up on the top here as Brooklyn Von Braun makes her way to a standing position. And here we go. Another elbow to the top of the head for Brooklyn Von Braun. Jody Dvorak stamping the canvas in the corner. Here comes Brooklyn. Misses with the elbow. Brooklyn Von Braun connects with a couple of rights. A kick to the midsection. There's that throat chop again. Jody reels towards the corner. Brooklyn Von Braun gets a hold of her. Escorting her towards the ropes. Jody catches a right. Brooklyn Von Braun off the rope. Beautiful kick right there. And Brooklyn going for another cover. 1. But only just the one. Jody Dvorak getting the shoulder up. Brooklyn Von Braun has to start from 0 again. But stalking Jody Dvorak, sensing this could be the end right here. Brooklyn Von Braun counter with a clothesline from Jody. Jody gets a hold of Brooklyn Von Braun. Look at this small package right here. 1, 2. And that was damn close. Jody Dvorak trying to turn things around here. Gets a hold of Brooklyn Von Braun. Drags her towards center ring. The Memphis Millionaires grappled by Brooklyn Von Braun. An elbow to the face takes Jody down again. Brooklyn gathers her back up. Hard whip to the ropes. A duck under from Brooklyn. A leapfrog from Brooklyn. And a back body drop for Jody Dvorak. Jody puts the stop on Brooklyn Von Braun. Counters it with a dragon screw. A clubbing overhand right. Stuns Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn counters with a series of elbows to Jody Dvorak. A chop across the chest. Jody with a little quick do the hustle and a little kick in the midsection. Takes her down to the canvas. There's a possible submission right here. Jody Dvorak torquing the arm as far as she can get it to go. Brooklyn Von Braun suddenly finding herself on the receiving end of the business here as Jody Dvorak drives a knee into the arm of Brooklyn. Jody Dvorak rounds up Brooklyn Von Braun. Escorts her again towards the ropes. Jody playing a little game of tug of war with the arm of Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn whipped to the far left corner quickly. Tried to counter but catches a kick to the back. Jody Dvorak rebounds off the ropes and whoa, that was beautiful. Just slid out and dropped Brooklyn Von Braun. That was pretty cool. The Memphis Millionaires again drives the knee into the arm of Brooklyn Von Braun. And Jody quickly going for a cover here. Here comes the referee. 1, 2, 3. And well, now looks like Jody Dvorak's going to the finals, don't it? The Memphis Millionaires bringing in the win at 6 minutes and 37 seconds by pinfall over Brooklyn Von Braun. And now the only question remaining is she going to be facing Patty Powers or the Fairfield Fox Faye Crawford in the final for the Ladies Southern Championship. This has been an absolutely insane tournament. And the Memphis Millionaires, Jody Dvorak, is going all the way to the finals. We'll be back with more right after this.